Jumpy lived in the beautiful, shimmering waters of Moonlight Pond. Now, Jumpy was not like the other frogs. While the other frogs sang in soft, sweet, polite voices, Jumpy loved to make noise. He had the biggest voice in the whole pond. He would shout, splashing water everywhere. But there was a tiny problem. Jumpy had volume, but he didn't have a melody. He didn't know how to sing in tune. One evening, the frog choir gathered on their lily pads to practice their nightly song. They sang so beautifully together. Croak, croak, hum, hum, sweet and low, they sang. Jumpy was so excited that he jumped right into the middle of the pond and shouted. The beautiful music stopped. The other frogs looked at each other and began to giggle. "Oh, Jumpy," said the frog choir leader, shaking his head gently. "You are just too loud. You are breaking our rhythm. Please, stay quiet." Jumpy's heart sank. His big green eyes filled with tears. He didn't mean to be rude. He just wanted to join in. Feeling very small and very sad, he turned around and hopped away. He hopped far away from the pond, deep into the quiet, shadowy corner of the jungle where no one ever went. He sat on a dry leaf, sniffing quietly. "Why can't I be good at something?" he whispered to himself. "I just want to belong." Suddenly he heard a sound. It was soft and it was magical. Jumpy peeked through the green ferns. There, sitting on the moss, were hundreds of crickets. They were rubbing their wings together, creating a gentle, rhythmic humming sound. It was like a natural lullaby. The leader of the crickets, a wise old cricket named Chirpy, noticed the sad little frog. "Hello, little Jumpy," Chirpy said in a kind, wispy voice. "Why do you look so sad?" "I'm too loud," Jumpy sighed, looking down at his webbed feet. "I don't have a sweet voice like the frogs, and I don't have a nice hum like you. I have nothing to offer." Chirpy smiled a tiny cricket smile. "We don't need another hummer, Jumpy. We have plenty of those. But listen closely." Chirpy paused. "It sounds nice," Jumpy said, "but it feels like something is missing." "It needs energy," Chirpy whispered. "It needs a heartbeat. Can you tap your foot for us?" Jumpy was nervous. "But what if I'm too loud?" "Just follow our lead," Chirpy encouraged. "Don't try to sing over us. Just support us." Jumpy took a deep breath. He listened to the cricket's soft hum. Then, gently, he added his sound. Not a loud roar, but a steady, rhythmic beat. At first, it was quiet. But then Jumpy found his confidence. He realized he didn't need to change his voice. He just needed to use it differently. He became the drummer of the jungle. The sound was magical. The soft melody of the crickets mixed perfectly with the strong, steady beat of Jumpy's croaks. It was music. The beautiful sound traveled through the trees. The rabbits stopped eating their carrots. The birds stopped flying. Even the frog choir by the pond heard it. Curious, they hopped over to see what was happening. When they arrived, they were amazed. They saw Jumpy, the frog they had laughed at, creating beautiful music with the crickets. Inspired, the frog choir joined in too. Now there were 3 perfect parts: the crickets' hum, Jumpy's beat, and the frog's deep harmony. The whole jungle erupted in applause. The deer clapped their hooves, and the owls hooted in approval. Jumpy smiled brighter than ever before. The frog choir leader hopped over and said, "We were wrong, Jumpy. You weren't too loud. You just needed the right song." And Jumpy learned the most wonderful lesson of all. He realized that being different wasn't a weakness. When he tried to do everything alone, he failed. But when he worked with others, respecting their strengths and adding his own, they created something wonderful. Because, my dear friends, no one is perfect all by themselves.